Welcome to day 3 of our challenge. How was yesterday? Did you make it through without asking them for anything? Like the whole day? And did you make all the conversations about them getting to know them? Okay, I hope you did. I've been getting some feedback, so thank you guys for continuing to let me know, replying to the messages, replying to the comments in the group. So appreciate you sending me DMs. So today, our lesson is on how to deliver messages that encourage and that don't entangle. Listen, so you may or may not know, Jada Pinkett Smith talked about being in an entanglement. And in that sense, the word entanglement has like a negative connotation. So that's why I wanted to use it, because I really want us to think about when we are delivering our message, we have to consider all that that other person is going through and is dealing with. And when we are not considering those things, our message gets entangled. And what does that mean, to be entangled? Well, when you think about as you're communicating with your mom and with your daughters, you really want to think about their history. I talk a lot about this with my clients. Their history, the things that they've gone through, their perspective, as well as their thoughts, beliefs, and opinions, not just about their past, but about what's happening now. And if we are not in a place where we can communicate clearly, right? Clearly and effectively, and touching the soul of the person, then what we say, it gets all enjumbled with their perspective, and sometimes it is misunderstood. And so I want to give you a few ways to be able to give messages that are encouraging and that do not cause that entanglement. Okay. So the first way is I want you to have your pre-conversation. What does that mean? I really want you to get clear about what it is that you want to say. So a lot of times we think, I remember growing up and hearing, think before you speak, right? You've heard that before. We don't do it. Not a lot of people do it. We don't. So thinking before you speak sometimes means that you have to first consider, like, I want us to understand that there's nothing that is urgent, that is immediate, because once you say it, you cannot take it back. And so if you take this stance when communicating with your mom and with your daughter, you are very intentional about what you want to say. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. You're very intentional about what you want to say. And so when you take the stance that nothing is immediate or urgent, unless of course it's like dire need, which most things are not, it's not affecting their safety, their life, then it doesn't need to have a response immediately. That's the first thing. Okay. The second part of that is you really want to have, this is part of the pre-conversation, is knowing that it's not urgent or immediate. So you don't have to get it all out right now. 2, you need to pre-conversate with yourself. That's not even a word, but we're going to make it a word. So what does that mean? That means you are deciding what your intentions are as a result of this conversation. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever said, I want, like, what is the goal here in this conversation, right? Oh my goodness. When I started to implement this in the way that I communicate, I said a lot less, but it was very impactful, because you have to think about ultimately where's the goal. So we talked about on day 1, what is your vision for your relationship? Well, if you know your vision for your relationship, you can now decide if this conversation is going to help you get to your vision. Is it even worth having? Okay, so that is the second thing that you want to do. The third thing you want to do in making sure you deliver messages that encourage and not entangle is you want to use words that are uplifting. Listen, this is the key. This is the key right here. You want to tell people what you want. Oh my gosh, what? They're like, this is so simple. But when I tell you, my clients, we work through all the things as it relates to telling people what you want. Because listen, there's a thing that most people do when I ask them what they want, and it's like, you gotta learn how not to do that. And we talk deeper about that in my one-on-one coaching, and we also talk deeper about that in the Why Academy. But as it relates to this challenge, I really want you to think about, does this conversation help the vision of where I want to go in this relationship? Is this even needed? And then from there, you decide what is the best course of action, okay? Yes, you have to be super intentional about the relationships that you have, which means you have to be intentional about the things that you say so that you make sure that you are connecting, okay? The thing that you're going to be doing today, your action steps for today, is I really want to encourage you to encourage. I want you to encourage. I really want you to discover what is your love language. If you don't already know, if you're a past client, you probably already know what your love language is. As it relates to your mom and daughter, I want you to find out what their love language is. I want you to have a conversation about what their love language is, and I want you to encourage them in the way that they receive love. That's your challenge action today. Day 3, encourage. Day 3, use words that encourage and not entangle, okay? So I hope that you guys are enjoying this challenge as much as I am, because I'm having a blast. I know you're probably like, why is she sitting with a couch behind her? Because I really wanted you to feel like we are having a conversation in my home, and that I really want it to be something to where you can apply these action steps to your life. And I really wanted you to feel connected with me, because when you're in my home, you are connected with me, okay? And when I'm sitting on the floor, we are eye level to eye level, and we are just having a little chit chat, okay? So go have what? An amazing day. Go be great by doing what? Mastering what's on your plate. We will talk soon. Day 4 coming up.